Merry Christmas, Leo. This is Tracy from Northeast Tarot, and welcome to your weekly tarot forecast for the week of December 18th through the 24th. This is for Leo Sun, Leo Moon, and Leo Rising signs. So Leo, for this reading, I'm using the Wheel of the Year tarot deck, along with the Messages from Your Angels Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue. All right, so very interesting. At the bottom of the deck, I have the Three of Pentacles. All right. So because we have a couple of threes here, very interesting spread you have, Leo, for this week. You have a couple of threes. We also have the Seven of Swords here. There could be some Leos that I'm reading for this week that maybe a situation involving three people is significant. Now, this could be a love triangle, but it doesn't have to be. It definitely could be a situation with friends or family, your social circle, or even something work-related, something going on with coworkers. With the Three of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, it can definitely represent teamwork. Even maybe something going on with your coworkers. You know, what's interesting is when I just lifted up the Three of Pentacles, we actually have the Five of Wands here. So there definitely could be jealousy within the workplace for some of you. There could have been challenges on the work front. There could be a lot of competition that you've been dealing with, Leo. But with the Three of Pentacles, this is a worker energy. This is you very, very focused on your work. You're doing a good job. So, you know, even if you're a Leo that's been dealing with a lot of competition or just feeling challenged on the work front, you know, stay focused because you're doing a good job. Don't let any of that, you know, interrupt your focus here. Now, the overall energy is the Three of Cups. So very interesting. The Three of Cups is a nice social energy. There could be a lot of social Leos, getting out and about this week. You know, to be honest, some of you could be like attending a Christmas party, you know, at the company that you work for, something like that. You could be going with coworkers. For some of you, this is that nice social energy. The Three of Cups is a lighter emotional energy for me. It can also represent reunions. So there could be some Leos that you're kind of reuniting with someone, an old friend, someone you used to work with. So some of you could be getting together with someone. Some of you could be going out for some drinks this week. Just really enjoying yourself. This also can be a card of celebration. So there could be some Leos that you could be celebrating something. But we're starting out with the Ace of Swords. So very interesting. We have the Ace of Swords. I have the Four of Swords here. And so there could be some Leos that maybe you're waiting on some sort of news, because for me, the Four of Swords, energetically speaking, can represent the energy being at rest. Things kind of feeling as though they're at a standstill. So I think that with the Ace of Swords, some of you have some sort of victory or success that's coming to you. This is a card of victory, but it's victory after dealing with some obstacles. So some of you, I feel like you have some sort of success or victory that's on its way, but right now this week, you know, maybe things are on hold, or maybe you feel as though not much is happening, because we have the Four of Swords here, and then underneath the Ace of Swords I have the Hanged Man. So I think that some of you are definitely maybe feeling stuck or feeling as though you're in this limbo period. And maybe you're waiting on news. You could be waiting on important communication. You could be waiting on things to be signed. Now, this might have something to do with maybe finances, or it could be, you know, something work-related for some of you. You know, what's interesting is we have this Seven of Swords here. So the Seven of Swords can mean several different things for me, but it can represent like a suspicious energy. It doesn't always mean that someone is getting caught. It can represent for me you suspecting someone of something here. And, you know, with the Hanged Man can represent, for some of you, you going off, maybe spending some time alone. With the Four of Swords and the Hanged Man, some of you are definitely doing that. but also seeing things from a different perspective. So maybe, you know, with this Ace of Swords, some Leos, you could be going off, taking some you time, and maybe it's very much needed, especially if you're dealing with a particular situation here. If you've been having your suspicions, I feel like if you go off and spend some time alone with the Ace of Swords here, this is representing that truth, that clarity. You will get down to the bottom of something here. And also, maybe reaching out to friends, family, just being social. You know, if you've been suspecting someone of something, talking to people, that could shed some light for some of you. And then, you know, maybe going off, spending some time alone and figuring out exactly what you want to do. So very, very interesting for some of you Leos. The Seven of Swords is also a very risky energy, and it's an independent energy. So there could be some Leos that you've been working on a project, working on something independently here, and maybe you feel as though the energy is at rest, not much is happening, and so therefore you could be getting out and about here. With the Three of Cups as the overall energy, there could be some Leos that you're networking, you're talking to people, you're putting yourself out there. Maybe it's because you feel stuck or you feel as though not much is happening, because with the Seven of Pentacles here, you know, you've planted those seeds, you've worked incredibly hard, but you're waiting for that progress, you're waiting for that expansion or that growth, for things to move forward to the next level. And, you know, also you could be looking at the things that you've already done, you know, how far you've come so far. And if you're feeling stuck or you're feeling as though you're not getting anywhere, this could be why we have this energy here. You're reaching out, you're networking, you're talking to people, you're putting yourself out there. You know, you could even be a Leo that maybe you've been in the house for a while, you know, maybe you've isolated yourself a little bit, you haven't been, you know, your social self lately, and so this is the week that maybe that's going to change. You could be putting yourself out there socially this week, definitely for some of you, and especially if you're a Leo that you've been working on something here, and maybe you just feel as though it hasn't, you know, it hasn't grown the way that you want it to grow. You haven't seen that growth, that progress. So now you're going to do things a little bit differently here. And when it comes to this, you know, really stay positive, which I think you are. I think the majority of you, even if you feel stuck and you're waiting, this is wonderful with the Star, because it's representing that hopeful energy, that optimistic energy, you keeping the faith, staying positive, even though, you know, you might be planting those seeds and you might have to wait for those seeds to sprout. You know, you're still in a positive mind frame. You're still, you know, keeping the faith, staying positive, and also planning for the future, which is really, really good. With the Two of Wands here, it's a wonderful week to do that, to make those plans, because you are just about ready to walk down that new path. For a very small number of you with the Page of Swords here, it can represent a little bit of a pessimistic energy. For me, this particular page is a little wary. He's a little on guard, and he can be someone who's kind of like expecting bad news. So for the small majority of Leos where, you know, you are fearing the worst or starting to doubt something, you know, don't get discouraged just yet. Stay positive. Now, for those of you that this is maybe having to do with matters of the heart, either a relationship matter, could be also like a friendship matter as well. This particular page for me can represent a spy, especially coupled here with the Seven of Swords. So you could be watching someone, someone could be watching you. So just know that, you know, maybe you've been in the house for a while, Leo, and now you're getting out this week. And so just know that maybe someone that you're involved with, someone around you, could be keeping an eye on you, something like that. Now, maybe that's an Aquarius, could be a Gemini, could be a Libra, could be an air sign person, but doesn't have to be. So yeah, so that's only for a small number of you. You know, maybe you're watching someone, or maybe someone is watching you. And you know, if you've been single for a while and someone catches your eye, or you've been thinking about someone, which, you know, it is the holiday season, we tend to do that quite a bit. You know, you could be checking them out online, seeing what they're up to, or, you know, remember these energies can go both ways. You know, maybe someone's thinking about you, so they're checking you out online. It could be something like that as well. And so, you know, you could be hearing from someone, or you could be reaching out to someone. And this could be something that's really positive. So let me pull you an additional guidance card. It's a very interesting reading, very positive, no matter how you resonate with it. But let's pull you an additional guidance card, Leo. Additional guidance for Leo for this upcoming week. What else does Leo need to know? Fiona, now that you've asked the angels for help, be open to receiving divine guidance and assistance. You deserve heaven's help. So when Fiona comes out, maybe needing to be open, needing to be open to that divine guidance and that assistance. So paying attention, looking for those little synchronicities. You definitely have a lot of spiritual energy around you this week. So you know, you could be dealing with some divine timing, definitely for some of you, but also I think that with the star here, it's confirming that you're on the right path, you're going in the right direction. Even if something feels as though it's kind of on hold or at a standstill, you're on the right path. Look for those little synchronicities, really listen to your intuition this week. And also with Fiona, some of you might need to surrender, just releasing control, needing to surrender, needing to be open to maybe things happening in a different way than you've planned, but still, you know, your final destination is where you want to be. So just needing to maybe surrender for some of you. Okay, so I hope that you found this reading helpful, Leo. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe. If you are interested in having a private reading, please check out northeasttarot.com. I want to wish you all a very Merry Christmas, and I hope you have a wonderful week. Take care.